Well, Erik Ten Hag has been handed £65 million to sign Rasmus Hojlund. Guys, you know, the Glazers are always full of surprises. And when the season started, you really thought that we wouldn't make signings when this takeover has not yet got announced. But looks like Mason Mount is in, Andre Onana is next, and Rasmus Hojlund is following up, and maybe that 30-year-old centre forward playing for FC Porto is coming in through in the mix at Manchester United. So welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokan David. Third video of the day, and I think you guys are really getting yourself shocked that what's up with Rokani? Every 3 hours he's really dropping a video. Yeah, that's an overload and an overdose today coming in from the man himself, Rokan David, because you know, sometimes you need to do things differently to achieve your goals. You know, as we are really pursuing us having a new studio by the start of the season, that is going to be around the 12th of August, we need to work 3 times more. We used to work because we need to raise money to see to that we really build up the studio, because I want us to start the next season when you're really blazing and glittering, right? So thank you for being the ardent subscribers of this channel, and don't forget to subscribe so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We are talking about how Erik Ten Hag sees the signing of Mason Mount. That's what has been revealed to us by Simon Stone. He works for the BBC, correspondent of United for a very, very long time. And lastly, what Gary Neville is going to have to say about warnings to Andre Onana, because if you are a first choice goalkeeper for Man United, the entire world is always keeping your eyes on you. That is it, coming in from Gary Neville. So let's continue subscribing to hit 14,000 subscribers, and let's spread the live like never before. Now, Samuel Lucas, no, it's Talk Sport, confirmed to us that Erik Ten Hag is keen to sign an attacker, and now Rasmus Hojlund is the top target. Now, it shows you the shift from us going in for Harry Kane and now turning to Rasmus Hojlund, right? Rasmus Hojlund is a 20-year-old striker playing in for Atalanta, Danish national team. Obviously one of those players that you obviously want to look at and obviously give the best that they deserve, as Erik Ten Hag really wants. Now, this is a very huge shift from Victor Osimhen, Harry Kane to Rasmus Hojlund turning into the priority target of Man United. Yeah, I really understand that there is a drop-off, but to me, I think it's a drop-off that gives us the best that we deserve as a club of Man United. I understand I want to back my manager all the time. Like for Mason Mount, I've gone ahead and really said that I want to back my manager. But to certify the signing of Mason Mount, I've always told you that we need to bring in what we call a Casemiro backup or competitor, because I thought it would have been the first sign you would have gone ahead to bring in. But the manager opted for Mason Mount, of which he has shown us that every player has gone ahead to sign permanently, has gone ahead to really give us excitement at Old Trafford. And now for the Rasmus Hojlund coming in through after us failing to get in Harry Kane and Victor Osimhen, is a blessing disguise for me. How is it a blessing disguise? How is it a blessing disguise? One, the age factor, especially for Harry Kane. I really knew that we couldn't go for Victor Osimhen because PSG made a bid of 100 million euros. It was rejected. Then United couldn't go any further than that, because even for Harry Kane, the best they could go was 80 million pounds. So as it stands, that is a blessing in disguise, because the only option we had was nearing their 30s. And we've seen Man United getting in young strikers, coming in front of us, getting the job done in even their first debut season. Remember Chicharito, centre forward, came in through and really fired in goals. You know, I think every season played for Man United averaged 20 goals a season. So I think if he was playing in for the Mexico side Guadalajara and he came in at Man United and played like that, it makes a lot of sense when we get in a player who is 20 years of age like Rasmus Hojlund and bring him at the club of Man United. That is it. I think that's the first blessing, that we've not gotten to sign a 30-year-old striker for 100 million pounds, and we are going to spend some good amount of money on the next big star, the next big Haaland, that is Rasmus Hojlund, though he's a much more better striker when it comes to technical attributes and being a bowler. Secondly, it's all about us having a very good chance of not getting Erik ten Hag, the first signings he wants, and the second signings, third signings, or third choice signings that have gone ahead to come in through, have gone ahead to perform wonders. For example, he wanted Frankie de Jong, and we delivered, and United delivered Casemiro for him. He wanted Julian Timber, and he got in Lisandro Martinez. So, all those second, third choice signings that Erik ten Hag has been given by the board have gone to work out well for him. And I really understand that what makes a striker be important to the team is him scoring goals. And I think Rasmus Hojlund at Man United, he will score those goals. And the huge boost is that he has been given a budget of £65 million to go on and really sign Rasmus Hojlund. And people will ask themselves that, where is this money coming in from? Don't ask. But what I can let you know is that we signed Mason Mount, we are going to sign Victor Onana, and £65 million have gone ahead to be given to Erik ten Hag. Who has gone ahead to break this story? It is Samuel Lucas, and he's telling us that going off Man United's budget, they have £65 million to spend on a striker. And Rasmus Hojlund right now is the priority target of Erik ten Hag, and they've gone ahead to give him £65 million to land the signing of Rasmus Hojlund. And let me do the conversion here and see. Is it equivalent to the 80 million euros that Atalanta is calling in for? Let me see. 65. Oh, it's 75. So, £65 million, it's equivalent to 75 million euros. I think we can do a deal with Atalanta onto that. And Ten Hag has done all the groundwork, and it's all about the board discussing the deal to get Rasmus Hojlund in. So to me, I really anticipate that Rasmus Hojlund is going to be a United player. With £65 million available, let's get in those three signings at least before the start of the preseason, or before we go to America. And even if we sign two more signings after we return from America in August, that will be okay, because I understand United will be needing a lot of time to sell these players, because the list is really endless. Harry Maguire, Brandon Williams, Eric Bay, Alex Telles, Scott McTominay, Fred, Donny van de Beek, Anthony Elanga, Dean Henderson. Those are the 9 signings. Those are the 9 players I believe are up for sale. But this talk of Sancho, I look at it as bullshit. Even Anton Martial, I don't see him leaving because Ten Hag wants 3 strikers. That is it. So, as it stands, Rasmus Hojlund looks like a deal can be done. If you've been there asking yourself that whether we have the money to sign Rasmus Hojlund, a correspondent of United for the Manchester Evening News, Samuel Lucas, has confirmed to you that they've put aside £65 million to sign Rasmus Hojlund. That is minus Mason Mount money, minus Andre Onana money. That means we are going to spend close to 160 something. Let me see. Andre Onana, 50 million euros, right? 50. So Andre Onana, the deal is going to cost £43 million. That of Mason Mount was 60. That is £103 million. When you add on the 65, that is close to £170 million on 3 players. So, if we get in those players right now at the club of Man United, that will be something great for Erik ten Hag. On plane, if they fly to America, that is going to be something great for the club of Manchester United. So, feel confident. Rasmus Hojlund is coming in through. I know most of the viewers of this channel never wanted Harry Kane. That is it. And it looks like all what you prayed for has been guaranteed, all given green light by the Lord. Rasmus Hojlund is now the #1 target for Erik ten Hag, and the big news is that 65 million pounds have been put on the table by Man United to prepare a negotiation for Rasmus Hojlund. That is coming in from Samuel Lucas and Talk Sports. So, leaving that story, we jet to that of Mason Mount. Here we go, announced on, I think it was on the Thursday, right? Thursday evening. And right now, Simon Stone is telling us how Erik ten Hag values Mason Mount. He says, Ten Hag values Mason Mount's versatility, but views him primarily as an attacking midfielder, putting him in direct competition with Christian Eriksen. Now, when you look at Mason Mount, he's a very good player. I really understand. But he's not quality. That is it. You know, being good and being quality are two different things altogether. You know, quality surpasses good. I had to really throw in that line because I had one of my subscribers and viewers of this channel come in the comment section telling us that, Rokan, last time you told us that you don't want Mason Mount, but you are telling us that he's a good player. Yeah. Does it mean that every good thing on this world, you need it? For example, if I told you a Muslim, some people look at pork as something great. So, do you need it? You don't. So, there are times when you don't need something good, when you need something of pure quality. The level at which we are at Man United, we need quality players. But Ten Hag sees a lot of effort and potential in the player. He even wanted to sign him at Ajax when he was there. He wanted to sign him on loan in 2018, but he was given to Frank Lampard in Derby County, and he came back with him at Chelsea, and he ushered him into the starting 11 of Chelsea. So he's seeing him as a Christian Eriksen competitor, you know. But these two players differ, right? Because Eriksen is a better passer and a more press-resistant player than Mason Mount. But Mason Mount will get you more assists and will get you more goals this season. And he has more intensity and he runs more or covers more distance than Christian Eriksen. And he's a more mobile player and he can be played in various positions, as Erik ten Hag is planning to do him or use him at Man United. So we wait and see how that is going to pan out, on how he's going to compete with Eriksen. But I all know that when you sign in a player at 60 million pounds, there is no way you bench that player. That means we are going to be having a midfield of Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and Mason Mount. That is it. And with the season that we're going to be having, we're going to be so much long and huge. Rotation is going to be paramount. And that doesn't mean that he's going to get directly to the team. He has to get directly to the team on merit. That is it. But his coming puts a lot of question marks on Fred and Scott McTominay's future at Manchester United, because Ten Hag wants another second midfielder. Meaning that if he brings in two midfielders have to quit the club. So, as it stands, Ten Hag has gone ahead to really look at Mason Mount as a versatile player, and is looking forward to using him in very many positions at Manchester United. Now, Gary Neville has gone ahead and really issued a warning to Andre Onana. Remember, United are closing in on Andre Onana after a story I dropped in the morning where the CEO of Inter Milan came out and confirmed to us that they are anxiously anticipating a bid of Andre Onana from Manchester United very, very soon. And as it stands, he's going to be the first choice goalkeeper of Manchester United. He's sold onto an idea to reunite with Erik ten Hag after them parting ways at Ajax. Now, the warning sounds like the hardest position in English football is being the goalkeeper of Manchester United. You are always under scrutiny. It's the hardest position. He was on the overlap with Roy Keane. Now, obviously, this warning goes directly to the ears of Andre Onana. And it's really right, because United has gone ahead to really have quality goalkeepers, right? Peter Schmeichel, Edwin van der Sar, David De Gea, and he has been here for very many years. And there are those that have come in through and obviously failed. Tim Howard, Fabian Barthez, Andy Carroll, Kuzak, and very many others have come in through and obviously failed. Ben Foster, given a chance to start, and they've gone ahead to fail. And that warning has been issued to the goalkeeper of Inter Milan, who next season is going to be the first choice goalkeeper of Manchester United, and he goes by the names of Andre Onana. But I really understand that with the style of play that's going to be changing at Man United, Ten Hag looks like he's going to implement his philosophy this season of playing what we call the tiki-taka kind of football, meaning that he wants to be a more of a football possession side. He wants to take full control of the games by possessing that ball, and is going to use a goalkeeper to be a reference to see it that he doesn't lose out on possession. So Andre Onana coming in through is going to really give United a very good playing reference, especially building that ball from the back, because he's good, and he's also good at those long balls and ball distribution. So as it stands, a warning has been issued to him, but obviously I think he's ready for the competition. I saw him in the finale of the UEFA Champions League. You saw him that he even got out of the D, at the 18 yards box area, and was even nearing the second third of the pitch with the ball. So it shows you that he can play ball anywhere. So the reason as to why he was really suspended or thrown out of the Cameroonian national team at the World Cup was he wanted to be a ball-playing goalkeeper. And Rigobert Song, the manager of Cameroon, told him, for me, when you get that ball, just give it a hit to see that it meets the other players that are really playing up front the pitch. Yet for him, he wanted to really knock it around with his mates. So it shows you that he's obsessed with doing that. It's his food and tea that is Andre Onana. So guys, your thoughts on Ten Hag handed £65 million to sign Rasmus Hojlund are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Gary Neville issuing a warning to Andre Onana? And lastly, what do you make about Ten Hag's view onto Mason Mount and trying to really see him that's going to compete with Eriksen? I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Ciao, ciao.